What's up, guys? It's Hbox here with another video. This one is a very strange topic, but also topical at the same time. Usually my channel, I like to veer not fully into politics, I like to focus on gaming and content, but in this case, something that is gaming related, which is the most used emote on Twitch, or one of them, which is Pogchamp, has been officially nixed by Twitch. So first of all, here is Twitch's statement. We've made a decision to remove the Pogchamp emote following statements from the face of the emote encouraging further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. We want the sentiment and the use of Pog to live on. Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or image itself, and it has a big place in Twitch culture. However, we can't in good conscience continue to enable use of the image. We will work with the community to design a new emote for the most hype moments on Twitch. And of course, everyone here is donating or submitting their favorite moments, even myself included with my quote retweet. But I will say this, and I tested it out today, also on stream. We were typing it in. It's not available on the Twitch chat. It's also not available on the Streamlabs chat box widget. As you can see here, you type in the Pogchamp word, it only shows the text. So it has been removed. Of course, Pog by itself, which I believe is neighbored by either Frank or Face Z or a better Twitch TV, that still works. It's more of the lips and the eyes. But this, I believe, would be one of the only times, maybe the first, one of the only times an emote has been removed from Twitch following controversy of one of the people on the platform. I'm pretty sure there was another one from what I remember. I think Hey Guys was also removed, but that might have been for other reasons, not necessarily in terms of politics or controversy, but as personal reasons between the maker of the emote, the face of the emote, and the company Twitch itself. But in this case, here was the tweet that got Gootecks, that got Pogchamp banned from Twitch. He said, "Will there be civil unrest for the woman who was executed inside the Capitol today, or will the hashtag MAGA martyr die in vain?" The video will be aired soon on ban.video and the resistance.video, and it sounds pretty gruesome. If you have no context about this at all, following the Senate runoffs in Georgia and following the Capitol building, Congress attempting to officially count the electoral ballots for the election between Joe Biden and Trump as a response to Trump constantly tweeting that the election was rigged and constantly fueling this fervor that it wasn't a fair election, that it was not a fair count, that the government is corrupt, this and that, and constantly fueling that. Some of Trump's most ardent supporters and most extreme supporters decided to storm the Capitol building. And when they did so, there was a lot of scuffle. And apparently a woman did die as a result, shot in the Capitol building, which is a huge fucking problem in and of itself. The fact that this even happened in the first place is absolutely fucking bonkers. I do have my views on this. I mean, if you want to ask me what I think that the election was recounted and everything was counted fair and square, and I do believe the American people did make their voice. But in this case, for the first time, we do have a president who's trying to convince everyone that it wasn't a fair count, that it was rigged, even though it was checked time and time again. And that part of it is political. That part of it is there. But as an American citizen and as someone who fought to be an American citizen for well over 22 years, seeing this happen is an embarrassment. It's an absolute sham. And Gootecks follows up by saying, P.S. Big Brother Twitter wouldn't let me post the URL. So if you think big tech censorship is real, there you go. It's not only the fact that he's doing this. I think this was the last straw in the fact of why Gootecks Pogchamp was banned from Twitch. I thought it was going to get banned when Gootecks was attempting to spew anti-COVID rhetoric. It was a tweet almost encouraging people that the COVID wasn't as big of a deal as it was, or that the masks weren't as necessary as they were. Already, he's been sort of covered in many controversial opinions, to the point now where Twitch made a stand against it. It's hard to imagine and remember that there is a person behind the emote. And in terms of my opinion, it's unfortunate for me to see too, because before the pandemic hit, before I knew what his views were, I liked Gootecks as a guy. In fact, I think he even retweeted one of my melee videos in the past, but it's confusing because you know, it's just strange. Even one here, definitely no funny business with zero evidence. Mainstream will cover it. People must instead. And I'm not saying Gootecks is the only person, you know, with this point of view. You know, he's clearly on the side of the far right, and he's clearly believing that the election wasn't legitimate. But it's just, there's a point where if you're the icon of a website, if you are the most famous emote of a website, you do have to understand that a brand does follow you. And what he's saying, it just seems a lot of times, especially after the COVID thing, that he simply isn't doing his proper research on this. It's okay to be conservative. It's okay to be liberal. It's okay to have a point of view in politics. I'm not here to tell you which side to vote. I'm here to tell you there's a fucking truth and a fucking not truth to this. All right? And when it comes to this, you know, it's just, I hate listening to opinion, and I like believing in truth, right? And if you have to tell me that so many times when it comes to this election that the votes have been counted properly, and there's still people who are naysayers about it, you know, that's never going to change. There's always going to be people talking out of their ass, talking whatever they want. But I thought Gootecks, as someone in the FGC community, someone who's part of esports, maybe a younger crowd, maybe a crowd who believes more on the side of the truth, believes more on validation, believes more on what is actually happening rather than speculation, it's disappointing for me to see. And I know that you might say like, oh, Hungrybox, I watched you and you didn't think this. Well, it's hard for me to not get political and talk about Twitch banning the emote. Anyways, as a result, Twitch, you can see, is in the certain belief that there is an action and responsibility in being taken. Is this considered a liberal decision? Sure, of course it is. But it's also, this is much more, I think, again, than what side of the political radar are you on. You can see Gootecks' tweet right here as one that actually does, oh, I almost liked it, God, that was horrible, that does incite violence. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. And will there be civil unrest? He's almost asking people to continue this bloodshed because of what happened. The right answer to this is killing people is never a good thing during a protest, let alone an extreme protest. There's got to be right ways to handle this. Why the hell would you say this? Why the hell would you want to incite more violence, right? And I think that's why he wasn't banned over the COVID thing, because he's allowed to have his point of view. It endangers people who follow his opinions, sure. But this right here is inciting violence. And if you look at other accounts, I think Trump's especially, there's been bans and tweet deletions because this is further than politics. This is people getting hurt. These are lives at stake, and you need to have a responsibility. Anyone with a social media platform has, you know, has this responsibility to them, has this social liability, if you will, to make sure whatever you say, as entitled to your opinion as you are, it's like yelling fire inside of a theater. Yelling fire inside of a theater when there is no fire isn't political left or right. It's fucking stupid, and people will get hurt. And this, in a sense, in a much more different sense, but also in an age guided and sort of taken over by social media, is almost just as scary. You can't have a following of 67.8 thousand followers and be the face of meme culture for a giant platform as Twitch and expect there not to be a repercussion of this. So I'm expecting some response from Gootecks because it's just a shame to see things go down this way, but also I respect Twitch too for this answer. I mean, it's just there's a line has to be drawn, and I will say I do respect a line at all being drawn here. We live in strange fucking weird times, and stuff has to be done. So guys, let me know your thoughts about this whole situation. Let me know if there's other examples or other, you know, sort of what is the line? What is the point at which you think Twitch can ban an emote because it is the likeness of a person who has participated in an opinion not only controversial, but one that hurts the safety of other people. I really do think this is establishing a new precedent, and it had to happen eventually. So 2021 starting with a fucking bang. This is wild. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.